Nice. Last we worked, we finished up the torso. How dare you? You're so right, but how dare you? We finished up the torso. We finished up our arms. We've got the cannons attached. We've got the upper half of one badass piece of equipment so far. We'll get a better look at that in a bit. I think we need to start toughing out the legs next. But I'm gonna skip that. We're gonna go to the waist. So the legs are good to go once we finish them, because otherwise it'll feel too painful not to fully slap that all together. I think we're gonna have to set aside most of the runners that we've got out right now. We're not gonna need any of these anytime soon. I2 is gonna stay out. D is gonna stay out. Polycaps are gonna stay out. I1 is gonna stay out. E will go away. Our box of goodies here. Let's get a good look. A1. Set that aside. Looks like we don't need C, but we do need B1 and its yellow parts. B2 and its yellow parts. J1. Ooh, there are multiple color B2s. That's what happens when they combine kits to make something fun. Do we need G? We don't need G. H2 and the red parts we do need. J2. And it looks like all we're missing is A2 and F. Okay. That'll be for the base later. There's our A2. I know. Peachy said the same thing. She said it stressed her out. And I fully don't blame her. But I've mentioned before, I just haven't found an organizer that I really like. It's getting to the point, however, with some of these larger kits that's just not a good enough excuse. And I need something to help keep everything together because, oh my gosh. Let's make sure we don't run over the one I just dropped. That would be tragic. Toss that in there. And we'll toss these guys that we're done with for now into the pile. I currently have 12 runners set to the side. Just got back from the next town over. It was my best source for Gundam card game stuff. Pre-ordered 4 booster boxes, and I think tomorrow we'll do a bit of an impromptu stream to make up for this one being a little shorter. and we'll open some packs on stream. Hey, Seth, don't join them. You're supposed to be on my side. Let's go I1, F, and polycap parts first. There's a Gundam card game that came out recently. There used to be one a while ago too, but a new one just launched within the last half month or so. And I just paid extortionate prices through your everyday retailers and LGSs just to get my hands on some of the booster boxes. I'm very excited. I cannot wait. Oh my god. This should be our F-runner right here. Shabam. Let's plan ahead here. I'm gonna need A1, H2 in the near future. Okay. So we're gonna need him. Let's make sure, is this the A1 Hazel runner? Sure is. I want an I2 as well. We don't need A2 for the time being. We'll set that aside. H2 is going to be our red parts. J2 we won't need. And D. But yellow D. Nope, white D. I think that's everything for the moment. So many choices. Okay. Let's start with this and we'll go from there. I can't believe you've already sent me an organizer. Oh no, wait, they make really cool stuff though. At the very least, you've sent me to a page. I'd have to navigate and locate their runners. Oh, look at that, sprue holders. Okay, 3D printed. Is it resin though, or is it PLA? So the problem with this, and this is kind of my beef, right? They're so small. Gosh dang it. Damn, but they do have the Unicorn Foundation on there. Okay. Yeah, if they did it in resin, I'd be interested. I'm not a fan of how PLA looks, and I'm not willing to take the time to clean it up myself. I can't believe you got me doing this right now. Let's see. Okay, wooden ones are pretty cool, and I like that you can space out the sizing on it. But it's so thin that I worry I'll break it, because I am a shambling Hulk in a room full of delicate plastic parts. I'll do a little more research. This one looks like it has a metric ton of positive reviews. So, it's not bad. I could easily paint that up. Let's see. So I1, polycap, and F. Let's start with those three. Part of the other problem is also, if I get a sprue organizer, right now I just have them sitting on top of my toolbox to my left, because I have all the tools I need out. A sprue organizer is going to take up more space than I think I can afford at the moment. I need to get a larger desk and expand this whole area. So we're going to cut out F28 and F27. Well, that's weird. Those parts are not on this runner. Oh, they are. They're just fully out of place. Larger nub marks too, so we're going to be careful as we cut these out. Same as always. Those really, really dense connections need a little more care, so we don't gouge the plastic. Then we'll also need F-24, F-22, and F-21. That means I'll also need 25 here soon, won't I? Oh, interesting. Instead of F-25, we're using I-1, which looks like a similar part, but there's some differences. Because this kit is in-universe, basically a kit bash. Slap some parts together, make the coolest thing you can make, kick ass with it in a big giant robot wartime. Oh, the reason for my delay today, besides just having to drive pretty far out of my way to make some orders, is that I was with a friend and his family. They're helping me get my hands on some extra products since it's currently limited to one per person, but I'll be playing the game with them as well. And we had to stop at an Asian market on our way out because that's where you get all the best food, right? Let's clean this off. Snip and snip. Hey. Nice catch, me. We've got that cleaned up down, closer to the part. So I have sitting under my desk at the moment a bunch of Pocky and some shrimp Calbee chips, which sound terrifying, and I cannot wait to try them. Let's see. You've sent me another one. Let's see if I can judge you more so. Nope. That doesn't surprise me. I know what you're into. I went to Japan a couple months ago. I've talked to people about this before, but I didn't mention that while I was waiting for the Shinkansen, for my first trip away from Tokyo, I needed something to eat. I was absolutely famished. And I ended up grabbing a simple bento and some, you know, not Pringles, not Lay's, not Stacks, but that style of chip, right, in the can. I grabbed some lobster chips. That was an absolutely surreal experience because I took a bite and I could have sworn I was eating lobster. Japan's chip game is, yes, yeah, Asian chip slap. Japan's chip game is off the charts. I consumed some that were so impossibly delicious, and some that had me really, really thinking about life choices. They might have been Lay's, Seth. I'm honestly not 100% certain. They looked like Lay's. Isn't Pringles a Lay's product at this point? Yeah, it got to the point where I got nervous about getting more experimental because I knew I'd come back and I wouldn't be able to... Chipstar! Yes, that's what it was. It was the Chipstar lobster chips. As a matter of fact, I wonder if I can find the exact thing. Yes! Oh, I'm so excited. Is that... Yeah. Oh, man. Yep. Yeah, Seth dropped it to me in a DM before I could make it. Ooh, okay. That one you just sent, Ava, I really, really like. And it compresses. Now, it says it can be used with 1/144th scales, so... A little small. If they have multiple sizes, that would be nice. But that's a really cool design. I will shop around their channel later and see what else they have. The wood one is kind of calling to me, though. I'm a fan of that layout. Set that aside for now. I cut out F-21. We need F-22. One of the best aircraft in the world. Go America. Yeehaw. Hoorah. Like, it's just a cool jet. I'm gonna be honest. I know very little about aircraft. That is one kick-ass plane. These are some of the coolest parts I've ever seen for an inner structure. This is... Oh, this is cool. It's just like a nice level of detail on this. Good quality. Nothing crazy going on, problematic-wise. Like, painting up this inner frame right here, there's so much happening here. I would love this. I love this hobby. I almost just tossed it back in the corner. I got too excited about it. Yeah, I'm thinking if all goes well tomorrow, I will, I'll probably do something like a 4... Oh no, you know what? I think we're raiding at that time, aren't we? I want to open my packs before the weekend so I can take my cards into work and filter them out, sort them up. But we're running EX2 at 4 or 4:30 if I remember correctly. So maybe I'll do just like an hour-long, 30-minute-long stream sometime around 7 or 8 tomorrow night. So around this time tomorrow. And I'll drop a message in the Discord server for anybody that wants to come take a look and check it out. Get giddy with me over shiny new cardboard. And I can talk about experiences having played it so far, you know? It's nice and simple, but it's engaging. So we're just going to start with these parts here. We're going to take it easy because I usually end up getting a little lost on the waste parts. Let's adjust my mic real fast. There we go. Now I'm not bumping into it every time I try to scoot up the sand. There we go. This generally won't be visible, but I like to make sure that the waist is clean all around, because that's where a lot of the articulation happens with your posing. And I want to make sure that nothing gets caught anywhere. Most likely it won't, even if I don't, but once burned, twice shy. I had a hip piece snap off because I wasn't careful enough about how I was flexing and posing it, and I had gotten caught on a small bit of nub, and I exerted a little too much pressure. Probably didn't have anything to do with the plastic left over. More than likely it was my fault, but I already enjoy sanding. No reason not to. Hello and welcome, Raver Kitsune. I love that. Do you guys have any favorite, kits that you've worked on over time, or any experiences you want to share? I love running into other people who have dabbled in the hobby. I say dabbled, anybody fully blown, anything. And if you're interested and you want to share pictures, I'll punch this in there as well. It's a quiet server and you don't have to participate if you don't want to, but the more the merrier. I know, Seth, no worries. I'm tracking. Yes! Oh, I love that. Have you watched the show, Raver? Yeah, Seth knows me. Unicorn is absolutely one of my favorites. I was trying to be cool and calm and, collected. But when you get excited about that on my behalf, I get a little amped up. Everything about Gundam Unicorn is so good. The storytelling, the continuity, the designs. I can't be this excited right now. I have to work on another kit, but I have a couple unicorn kits sitting in my model room that I want to go grab, and I just ramble and rant about. This isn't the time. Yes! Oh, I love that. Iron-Blooded Orphans is also so impossibly good. Oh, that makes me so happy. I'm generally a huge fan of grunt units when they're well designed. You know, variations of the GM from earlier Universal Century shows I love. The GM Space Command is great, but the Jesta from Gundam Unicorn is my absolute jam. It is a peak mobile suit. Hainu is great as well. I think your husband and I probably have an appreciation for the bulky, tall, chunky boy units, which is kind of what we're working on today. I'm currently building the Master Grade Hazel TR-1 Ausla. The TR-1 Hazel Ausla, there we go. Because I'm a sucker for thick armor, heavy weaponry, things like that. Yeah, the absolute whiplash you would get from watching Gundam Wing and then going into IVO is brutal. However, it's probably not as bad as going from something like Build Fighters, which is a very laid-back, we're having fun tee-hee thing, to Oopsie's War Crimes. Ava, I'm pretty sure that exists. And I say pretty sure, I'm like 95% sure that Code Geass models exist. Yeah, fully different tone, right, Seth? I've actually been wanting to do a rewatch lately of G Gundam first and then of Build Fighters for no particular reason, but I love them both so much. G Gundam has the most yeehaw, we're doing kick-ass robots in the most super robot way we can, and nobody's gonna stop us or tell us how this is supposed to work. Episode 1, watching your main character kick bullets out of the air is insane. And then Build Fighters is too cute, and there's so much, you know, passion in that show. I'm a sucker for passion. Heck yeah. If you find a link to any, Seth, feel free to drop them in there. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I have. Let's take a look and see. There we go. I meant to do this before stream. Yay! Seth, you're now a managing moderator for my channel. Please be gentle. I've known Seth now for most of my life. He and I met while playing Maple Story together way back in the day, and bonded over that, and then just kind of stuck together. Could have reminded me. I didn't know it was going to happen yesterday. Maple Story! Maple Story! Gunbound. I remember Guns Online. I don't know that I recognize Gunbound. Oh! Longer than you, actually, Brian. And I was waiting to see when you'd hop on so I could punch you up there, too. Johnny Ridden. Oh, God. What a fantastic character. Johnny Ridden in the side stories is just a dude who's like, hey, I'm a great pilot. You're not as good as me. Talk trash and catch these hands. And also stop comparing me to Char Aznable, because I'm that guy. Have you known me for 21 years? No, that doesn't track. Hold up. Let's see here. How old am I? No, you've known me for 19 years, Spud. Because we met when I was just getting there. Yeah, like 8th grade. I actually think I met Seth the year before I met you. No, no, no. I definitely remember this one. We couldn't have met earlier than that because I moved to Mountain Home when I was 14. And I met you while we were playing Smash Brothers, while we were playing Melee in the chemistry lab. Yeah, oopsies, we accidentally encouraged loot boxes. Probably not the best thing. You don't have to believe me. I have. Oh no, you know what? I don't know if I have any proof. I don't know how far back my Facebook goes. But yeah, no, I remember just kind of tagging along with Zach and Ross. I didn't know them super, super well at the time, but they were my closest homies at the time through somebody else. And I was kind of lost and meandering through the hallways with them. We just walked in there. I don't know what my original Facebook picture is. Don't even mention it because I can't imagine it's great. You know, if I don't remember, there's probably a reason for it. You can message me on Discord if you want to, but be kind. Oh damn. That fully tracks, Ava. They haven't been in production for a while now, but I do know that you can find them somewhere at some point. Oh, okay, you're gonna say it anyways. Damn. Okay, that sucks. You're a monster. There are some really cool action figures, or just figures in general. I've got some of the metal builds because I like bigger, heavier things. For like the Astray Gundam variants, you know, red, blue, and then the Matsuhana, Matsumina black and white ones. Huge fan of My Hero. I say huge fan. I'm a big fan, but I'm not a huge fan, because huge fan gets reserved for Mob Psycho and for Gurren Lagann. I tried to give Demon Slayer a shot at one point, but the storytelling doesn't hit super hard for me. However, the animation is beautiful. So we're going to binge that this weekend at work. I'm kind of looking forward to it. That's fair, Seth. Ava, drop pictures in the Discord so I can see what you're talking about. I keep wanting to get into Code Geass as well. The problem is that Code Geass and Gundam Seed look identical because they are made by the same artist. And I can't stand how far apart the eyes are. Those oculars are orbiting the skull. It's crazy. Let's see this. What you got here? Oh, yep, Lancelot, okay. 1/35th scale. Oh, you know what? The Code Geass mechs are smaller, aren't they? Not as big as some of the mobile suits. Yeah. Okay, yes. Now, I never watched any Clamp animations, but the first manga I actually bought for myself... I don't remember if Tsubasa was Clamp. I read some of that. I'm trying to remember the other one. It's like a group of Power Ranger-esque characters, but they're all kind of doofuses. No, that doesn't sound right. Okay, Tsubasa was Clamp. So, Tsubasa was the second thing I bought, because the first thing was... It was like a red and blue ranger style situation. I will have to take a look and see if I can locate it. But I, to this day, love how absurd that manga was. Those parts are good. Let's clean these up here. Raver, if you and your husband have any of your models set up, share pictures at some point too, because it's always fun to see how people set, you know, their poses, their detailing, their, you know, where a model is placed in a lineup will generally tell you how much somebody likes it compared to other ones too. Like, I don't know how well you guys can see those behind me, but I've got all of my Kotobukiya Mega Man X models behind me. Mega Man X is #1 in my heart. Gundam and Final Fantasy share a close second. And I've got some of my favorite figures being Of-Zero, dead center, which means you really can't see it because that is right behind my head. There we go. We're almost done cleaning this up, and we'll slap the inner frame of the waist together. Yes! Is that really what the name was? Ducleon? Oh, I remember Clamp School Defenders, though. Hey, you know what? Share those too. My server is just for, you know, I've got these things, I've made these things, I've done these things, and I love them. I like seeing what people are passionate about in whatever media that might be. Yeah, Clamp School Defenders was absurd and super fun and fantastic. Nice, nice. So we're going to take this, and we're going to use I-30, which should be this guy right here. Make sure that's not that. Yep. And then we'll get this right. That's going to be facing away from that side. And that'll go... Oh, what a strange setup. I've never seen a waist function like this. I like this a lot. Do it. Oh, okay, now hold up. Bakugo, though. Bakugo is unironically one of the best characters in most shows I've watched. That is a character who gets his redemption, and he deserves it. And I'm happy about it. Unfortunately, most of the other characters in My Hero get done dirty because the artist is a lazy bum who can't ever lean into a ship. And I'm sad about it, but what can you do? Oh, yeah, for sure. Now, Class 1A, Red Riot is my boy. Through and through. You know, the simple underdog-style characters are my jam, and having a dude whose whole thing is, I can get real durable, and if you make me mad, I'll get more durable at you, and, I'm gonna stand here until you get tired. Yeah, Kirishima's... He's my goat. Once I finish some physical therapy for an abdomen surgery that didn't heal super well, my goal is to start working out again. Words are anything, right? But, you know, when I work out, when I do physical therapy, I think of Kirishima. That boy is built the way a man should be, with passion. I'm gonna bully my friend's sister here, because he's in chat, you know, every once in a while, but Jameer, you know, and his sisters and his mom and I, we went out to that distant hobby town and pre-ordered some Gundam card game booster boxes. And his sister earlier today mentioned that she couldn't be with somebody who was into collecting things. And I said, well, isn't that just having like a passion about something? She said, yeah, but it takes up too much space. And that's heartbreaking. You gotta be into something. Okay, it is indicating, hey, make sure you pay attention to your angles here. And I think the only thing it's saying pay attention to is how sharp one of these angles is. But it's not really indicating which one is which. So I have no clue. This thing is a perfect reflection. Let's just slap it on there and find out, shall we? Hawks is great too. Absolutely. Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Yes, the way I collect is very different from other people. I'm catching up on my inability to collect in my younger years, and now I'm fully balling in my adult life. I love that. You deserve to be good. Yeah. I know. I guess I'm not necessarily the former or the latter, right? I buy most everything related to my thing because if I bought everything, I wouldn't have the ability to eat food. Ooh, that felt strange and not good the way that just slid together. That's an engineering choice that they've made with this. Also, Ava, have I shown you my D&D collection yet? I don't know if I have. I might have. I know I've at least posted my Gundam collection in your server. Son of a gun. Yep. Okay, yeah, I'll show you my D&D stuff later tonight. And my dice collection, because, oh golly. This is not a great part right now that I'm working with, folks. Okay, I don't have the Jaeger Armor Raver, but I do have a Liger Zero in my model room that I want to work on in the near future. I wish I could say the same, Ava, but I can't. I am unstoppable. So it wants it angled like this. It wants that part slotted down like that. This goes into a clearly denoted section there. But the problem is that these parts don't exactly want to fit together. Let's get my angle just right. This is going to go in right there. But it pivots. You've given me a part on a pivot that doesn't want to stay. And I'm mad at you, Bandai. Okay. We're gonna grab this guy. That should work. Okay, now it's in. This should hold the backside once we mount it, so it's secure enough for the time being. Ooh. It's not a flash issue, Ava. No, it's just got a super precise area, and the fix point is so deep into this half that I can't really get it in there myself and get it all the way in and secure it. It'll secure itself once I'm done. It doesn't feel very good right now. Big Angie indeed, yes. I think I've only run into parts that I truly couldn't get together without, like, legitimate terror 1 or 2 times. And one of them was actually on the perfect grade Unicorn Gundam. There is a wrist piece where the beam saber can be slotted into and held, and it did not want to go together. I squeezed so hard until it fully has to snap together, but generally that's indicated in the instruction manual with this. Check this out. So, yeah. This right here, fit. You'll generally get a snapping indication in this form saying, hey, when these two go together, it's going to pop together. You're going to get some give, and then it's going to happen. That part didn't have that indication, but that's sure what it did, and my god, when I felt that snap and I didn't know to expect it, my heart plummeted. Yeah, I think there's definitely a self-control matter to be had when you're passionate and into collecting anything. Buying every single thing of a specific line or genre can be out of pocket. That said, I don't think I'm exempt from judgment. I'm also not willing to take feedback. I'm happy. Okay, so we've got those housed together. So the waist is ready to be developed further. Let's see. I1, I2, H2, A1, and D. I1, we're going to cut out 10, and we're going to cut out 21. Let's cut out 10 first. Speaking of, how is your collection growing, Blinktor? I haven't seen if you've added anything new to it lately. I think one of the last things we talked about was Wind Waker. The building, the vibe, Seth. There we go. That's our I-21. We also need 27, 36, 37, 38. Ben's, is that the store? I don't want to mention it here. Shoot me that location of that website if you can at some point. And next time you go, let me know. If it's in the middle of the week, you know, because I'm still working weekend mids for now. Let me join you sometime, because I'd like to check it out and see if there's anything that may appeal to me. That we need a boys' date. We gotta go grab some food or something and kick it for a few. I know you were gonna go with the others, but couldn't make it tomorrow for the pre-release for Edge of Eternities. I was considering going, but I think Wizards of the Coast has broken my heart a little too sharply with the whole Final Fantasy debacle. Raver, so on that server, you know what? That's a great point. I don't know that I have something specifically built for this. Hold on. We'll make it right now. It should be shared settings with everything else. Let's go like this. Permissions should be synced. Okay. There is now a collections thread or channel. See if that works for you, and let me know if you have any issues posting in there, Raver. I'm still getting a lot of things tuned up. Yeah, I get that. Triforce Heroes. Okay, so I haven't played Triforce Heroes. I don't think I've ever played any of the Heroes games, you know, Dynasty Warriors or otherwise. Wait. I'm saying Triforce Heroes, but I'm thinking of Hyrule Warriors. I don't know what Triforce Heroes is. Shame on me. I'll have to take a look after this. The name itself is giving me Four Swords vibes. Is that accurate? Interesting. I wonder why it wasn't popular. I never got into Four Swords myself, just because I didn't have enough other people to play with at the time that were that into it. But Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, that was my multiplayer jam, for sure. Okay. So what I'm hearing is we need to find a way to play multiplayer with ROMs, wink wink. Because we all own the games, of course. Nintendo. Ooh. Caffeine. Citra is the way. Let's see what else we need, shall we? Bop, 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 bop. That's all that we need from I for now. I1 at least. Nothing else from F. No polycaps. From I2 we needed specifically I210. We're going to cut that out here. You can't post images. Okay, let me take a look at it. Give me just a second, Raver. Let's go edit category, permissions. Send. Those should be fine without any modification. Okay. Try now, Raver. And this will be a good little bit of troubleshooting, because I may need to go through and standardize a couple other categories as well for other roles. And for those hanging out now, I will later on set up a role bot so that you can ping, hey, I'm interested in collections. Hey, I'm interested in this, that, hearing about new gun news, what have you. Oh, sorry. You just derailed me. That's cool as hell. The giant Todoroki on the left in the first image, behind smaller Todoroki in the front, feels a whole lot like, don't ever talk to me or my son again. Nice, you got the World Heroes mission get up for Todoroki as well, and for Bakugo, okay. I wanted to love that show and the suits in that show so much, but they used the suits for like 5 minutes and then never brought them back, and that's absolutely tragic. I like that Deku a lot in the second picture, and I don't have that Kirishima. Oh, I don't have any of the Kirishimas you have. That's so funny. This is a rad little collection you've got here. Now, I'm familiar with flocking when it comes to like flocking a Christmas tree, but your Hawks on the back has a flocked sticker on it. I'm sorry, the giant plush Bakugo on top of it is so good. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, this is a fantastic collection. I love this. Young Bakugo too. Yeah, this is great. Nice. And we have the Season 7 Bakugo get-up too. Yes! Raver, that's awesome. I love that. I'll have to drop my collections down the road in there. My bookshelf is thin right now with my displays. I've been putting it off for years, and now that I finally started setting it up, I need to put the rest of my goodies up there too. Is it really? So it is! That's sick. Where did you have that done? Or did you have to order it online? Also, Spud, you should be getting a piece of mail here in like 2-ish weeks. I don't have an accurate tracking number, unfortunately, but once it shows up, I'll give it to you so you can make sure you catch it. I'm taking no further questions at this time. Heck yeah. I think I have something in my collection somewhere, Seth, that I've been meaning to send your way too. Of my backlog of things to sort. So once I dig it back out, I will let you know when it's on its way. That's awesome, Raver. That is a fantastic friend. Don't overthink it, man. It's just something small and fun. I can still feel a bit of that, but I can't tell what the angle is. Okay. Nightbot should be sending messages every once in a while, and it's not, and I don't know why. So, if somebody remembers after the fact, remind me to pop back up into my stream for 15 or so and see what's happening. Yeah, it's being a lazy bum. Okay. I know very little about Demon Slayer, so while I can appreciate the collection, for being a sick collection and good figures, I won't know much about the characters. At least not until probably after this weekend, depending on how much we make it through. Oh, I'm so excited for tomorrow. I'm so excited for my cards. I cannot wait. I have a strong urge to fish out this pocket. Not what I was looking for. Shrimp Calby. I've also never seen these before. That was an Oriental market. It's not Japanese snacks. This is all in English, so Orion World, but jalapeno and cheese flavored stabbing devices that you can put in your mouth. Neat. Also super funny. Black pepper ribeye steak flavor. Lay's. Weirdly tastes actually like steak. Feels wrong for some reason. I don't know where my strawberry Pockies are. Oh no. They weren't in that bag. Oh, no. Come here. Yes. Is that common, Seth? That is strange. Let's take a look. Okay. So I recognize... I feel like I recognize the chick in the back from being from, like, Overlord or something similar. And I want to watch One Piece just for Gear 5 because it feels so cool. I love a good Lego set. One of the next things I'm going to build, I think, is going to be my D&D Lego set that I've been holding on to for a while. Okay, Sandrock, Red from Astray. That's the 00 Sky Ace, I think. And then the Fenice Renacida Wing Gundam is my Albedo. Okay. Is Albedo from Overlord? I haven't finished that show and I need to at some point. It was a lot of fun to watch. But the... Okay. Yeah, I know my stuff. Just a little bit. Generally, I struggle if it's not a giant robot, but... The Wing Gundam Fenice Renacida in the Italy colors, I'm a huge fan of. Because Riccardo Fellini is one of the best characters in the Gundam Build Fighter series. He's the Italian dandy, and that dude has absolutely no game whatsoever. But only because our protagonists keep interfering and cock-blocking him, and it's very disrespectful. Boy's funny as hell, though. Hey, pretty lady, I love your vibes. I built you a Gundam. Do you want to have a coffee now? If only the world worked like that. End all wars. Play with robots. You know what? There's an irony inherent in that because these robots are for war, right? But if we could fully build fighterize everything and just settle all disputes with a kick-ass VR throwdown, I'd super be for that. I keep getting hung up on that One Piece figure, because I keep looking over and I'm repeatedly saddened by the fact that One Piece has the worst pacing in any show I've ever watched. I wanted to love it. I made it to like episode 600, and I think I woke up one day and I put it on, and then I turned it off after like 3 minutes of recap again. Because that 3 minutes still had like 6 more minutes of recap after that, and I couldn't do it. When 40% of my episode is talking about something that happened a week ago, I couldn't. I need to clean up this part a little more. But it sucks because like the action is so fun and the characters are like exciting. The motivations are good. The pacing sucks. It's so tragic. That's the best. Gundam can bring people together. I knew I wasn't crazy. So I've heard of One Piece, and I feel like I heard, and I haven't seen any news on it in a while, so I could be incorrect. I feel like I heard some talk about an officially produced One Piece by Sunrise. Is it Sunrise? Oh, who puts out One Piece? Either way, I feel like there's something officially being produced. Because One Piece is really, really good, but it has some small issues. And it's not nearly caught up to where I'm at. If it was, I would absolutely pick it up. And maybe once, it is where I'm at so I can keep progressing, I'll start watching it so that I can refresh myself, because it's been a few years now since I've given it a shot. It'd be fantastic. Kind of like Dragon Ball Z Kai, right? That was a perfect example of, hey, we can cut out a lot and make it more watchable for everybody. Trafalgar D. Law is an absolute Chad. That man has no idea what's going on half the time and is tired of getting caught up in other people's shit. But he's incredibly competent and has a crew of loyal, members. He gets the job every time. Gets the job done every time. But I feel like every time I see him pop up, or have seen him pop up from where I'm at, he's like, I don't wanna do this. Don't involve me in this. And Luffy hits him with the, yeah, but you gotta, because we're boys. Law's like, oh, okay. Those are the rules, if we're boys. I have to play along with this nonsense. Let's see. So this Demon Slayer collection. I feel like I see this character with the yellow and red hair all the time. I know nothing about him. Less than any other characters I see up here, which is strange. Because a lot of people really like him, obviously. So why do I know nothing about him? Kyojiro Rengoku. Rengoku. Okay, maybe I have heard his name somewhere. This piece is sanded out. That's garbage. We need to scrap that. This is good. So here's a question. What makes Demon Slayer exciting for you? What makes it appealing? Okay, what's a Hashira? I haven't seen the Train movie either, because I've seen 2 episodes of Demon Slayer. Okay, that's fair. Of course I don't know anything. No, I read a bit of Demon Slayer, and then I tried to watch it, and it immediately, like 2-3 episodes in, nothing is happening. The character has one motivation, and it's help my sister, but also, like, nothing is going anywhere. And I generally give shows 3 episodes, right? The 3-episode hook. You catch me in that, we're good. I'll play ball, for sure. Demon Slayer couldn't catch me in 3 episodes. But I can fully appreciate the animation was great, yes. And it gets even better after you leave the part that I'm at. I just couldn't leave the part that I was at. So yeah, that's totally fair, Ava. That's a good enough reason to give it a shot again at some point. Give me just a second, guys. Let me clear my throat without coughing at everybody. Okay. That's fair, Seth. I've knocked my runners onto the ground. Nobody tell Ava, or they'll get mad again that I don't have organizers. Yeah, like a good family trope can be great, for sure. Are they good opinions or bad opinions? And thank you, Spud. That's how I feel about it, right? It still would have happened. I'm a disaster. I talked yesterday about some beef I had with Sword Art Online Alicization. We watched the first, 2 episodes, and I remember episode 1 being, an hour long. We were watching, so we were 60-ish, 80 minutes in. And I turned to my friend and I went, hey man, this show sucks. And he goes, it gets really good soon, I promise. Because I enjoyed bits and pieces of SAO. It's easy to look back and be like, okay, this show's actually not great, but kind of fun, so whatever, yeehaw, isekai, let's have fun shonen style. But I went, when does it get good? And he goes, it gets good really soon. I went, can you show me? And he pulls up the episode list and he starts scrolling. And he kept scrolling. And he goes, he gets good right about here. I went, okay, cool. What episode number is that? And he goes, and Blinktor, this is Jameer saying this. He goes, it's episode 16. I went, what the fuck makes you think I'm going to watch this for 16 episodes, dude? I hate my life now. So we turned it off, and I'll never go back to that again, because that is inexcusable. Yes. This show sucks. This is the worst. I'm crying. Oh, fuck. Whew. Yeah, halfway through episode 1 was good. Halfway through season 1, right? Just the SAO arc. And I've heard that Gun Gale Online alt is good, but that's okay, Echo. So you've raised a fantastic point. There is something truly destructive about other people's hype when it comes to getting into something you're iffy about. If everybody's rambling and going off about, oh, this is the best show ever, and and my thing is the coolest thing, and if you don't watch it, you're not cultured, Rick and Morty style, right? Then you go, okay, fine, I'll give it a shot. Everybody's raving, everybody's ranting, whatever. And you watch it and it's not great right away. The disappointment is destructive. I haven't watched Dungeon Meshi because I'm waiting for it all to fully come out. But I will say, Ava, take all the hype and throw it out the window. If you're into it, right? Read the manga. At the very least, probably give a couple episodes of the animation a shot. The story is really fun and it's a little atypical. The first half, you're like, okay, cool. They're just eating stuff in the dungeon. And the second half was like, whoa, hey, hold on. So I would fully recommend giving it a shot, and I'm not a hype beast by any means. For anything except Gurren Lagann. Or not Gurren Lagann. Mob Psycho 100. I love Gurren Lagann. I know that there are shortcomings with it. Spud, how dare you? I know you read manga just to catch up on stuff because you didn't want to wait for the anime to finish. I think that is a problem and a point specifically. So that's fantastic, Ava. Do that. Dungeon Meshi, yeah, and Free Ren. Same thing happened, I think, with Free Ren, where it's like, but you have read manga. Free Ren is like, yeah, you know, it's not super heavy action paced. It's storytelling. It's good storytelling. Free Ren was so hyped up. I started watching it, and I love a variety of shows. Right, Toradora is one of my favorite slice of life. It's so cute. But I also love my shonens. You know, Ouran High School Host Club. Like, there's a wide swath of things I'll watch. I'm not just, oh, Giant Robot Cool. I'm primarily Giant Robot Cool, but I'm not just Giant Robot Cool. Free Ren's so disappointing. It's so slow. See, this is why we're boys, Spud. Free Ren takes too long, and it's too much of the, like, blunt force. Collect spells, you know, take our time, live our life. Time moves differently for you, and it's just bludgeoning over and over. Couldn't do it. Maybe at some point I'll give it a shot again, but it'll never be a primary watch. Like, it's not a Monitor 1. So I don't have any particular desire to actually sit down and watch it. I mean, look, I don't care what other people think about shows. I don't care what other people think about things that I like. I'm not going to invest that energy into somebody else's opinion about something that I am or am not interested in for whatever reason. I don't know how other people feel about Free Ren. I just don't like it. It's just too slow for me. I understand what the storytelling aspect is. You know, I get the angle. It just doesn't work for me. Jujutsu Kaisen is interesting. I read a whole bunch right up until the Tokyo City, you know, disaster. And then I stopped reading, and I watched a bit of the anime. JJK just feels like a whole bunch of, I love this character, so I'm going to write all the coolest parts. Just kidding, I actually hate this character, so I'm going to, you know, do him dirty. I don't know. JJK is... Halfway through, I was tired of it, and it doesn't seem like it ever changed. The Shibuya arc, that's the one. That's kind of the vibe that I was getting, and that's why I stopped there. And I just went, okay, I'm done. I'm good. Okay, look at this. This is how you build a community. Hey guys, nice to meet you. I'm Soup, and I hate the anime you hate. That's what's up. Now, if any of you haven't yet, and you're interested, please absolutely go sit down and watch Mob Psycho. It's by One, who's the same individual who made One Punch Man. And the animation style is atypical, but it seems like you're all level-headed individuals and you can appreciate that things can be different. Give it 3 episodes. Sit down and fully watch 3 episodes. It's an hour of your life, and I know you spend more than that raiding or playing games. You can spare it, I know you can. That show is the best show I've ever seen in my life. I will die on that hill. If you can bring yourself to finish it, I beg of you do so. Hey, no. I'll never point fingers at people for that, Seth. Not at all. I couldn't start that show. It took me 3 attempts. And a friend of mine sat down and he's like, oh, you've tried a couple times already. Watch it with me. And we watched, we finally watched, you know, episode 1, episode 2, and I was miserable. I was like, I hate this. This show is just not doing it. And then we watched episode 3, and I stopped caring about the animation at that point because all of a sudden it goes, hey, look, man, this is what the story is, and I'm going to teach you what it feels like to feel. And that's when the fun started, and it's all uphill from there. It's so good. It's so touching. Right, but that's the thing, right? For some people, for me, animation can be that much of a turnoff, and that's just the way of it, and that's okay. Well, I cut off part of the wrong part. Shame on me. I get that too. Kuro, I keep calling you Ava because I know you by that name. Would you rather call you Kuro? Just let me know. JoJo's, I really like, and I fully understand why people don't like it because of the animation. That's one I'll never judge somebody for being like, this is weird. Because it is. JoJo's is bizarre, but it was created as an homage to, hey, shonen anime is a little weird. They went, we're going to do Fists of the North Star, but we're going to get real weird with it. Watching season 1, part 1 and part 2, and then watching season 2, Stardust Crusaders, if you're going to watch anything, do that. If you want to watch more and you love it enough, my god, go nuts. The show gets so crazy and it's so fun. But Stardust Crusaders is an absolute adventure about the boys getting it together to help the boys' mom. Hey, how dare this dude be that guy and interrupt the family life? You're about to catch hands from the whole squad. And that's so cool. I love that. Erica 7. So I have vague memories about Erica 7, but I never caught it consistently enough on like Adult Swim or Toonami to finish it out. I want to sit down and watch it because it feels a lot in its storytelling like Fooly Cooly did, where it's pretty atypical, but I don't know and can't comment until I sit down and actually do it, right? So I will watch Erica 7 at some point. I've been trying to find somewhere to watch Fooly Cooly Season 1 without having to pay an exorbitant price for it. You know what? I think I actually just bought all of the episodes on Amazon for like $5 because they were on sale. So I need to watch that at some point. No spoilers, no spoilers. I'm going to check out Erica 7 as soon as I can, and we'll talk about it then. I'll let you guys know. Ghost in the Shell is really cool. I'm not familiar with Serial Experiments, however. Hey folks, take a moment and join me, if you will. Evangelion sucks. And if you defend it, I have beef with you. The show's bad. How's it going, Prison? Hey, what's up, DC? I see you there. Yeah, Evangelion is... What do you mean you need nuance? Let me hit you with something different. What nuance could I possibly provide that would change how you view Evangelion without... Have you watched the show, Seth? Have you seen it? That should be all the nuance you need, buddy. You know what, Echo? I will send you specifically clips of Hygog after the stream. I will show you the Hygog doing Hygog things, because Octopus Boy has arms and he throws them. Raver, absolutely fair, 100%. Prism, if you're doing housework, I'm proud of you. Keep it up. Evangelion is an entire show that could be solved by starting off with, hey son, I'm real upset about your mom having died, and I know that hasn't been fair to you, but can we talk for a few minutes? Yeah, Dad, that'd be really cool. I've missed you. I hope things are well. Let's talk about how our lives have been. Thanks. By the way, some bad shit's happening. You want to go do father-son kick-ass stuff together and save the world? My god, Dad, that would be the best. Attaboy. Instead, it's a whole ass series about emotional abuse. It's fucking wild. That kid is neglected. But no, they don't talk about anything. They suck as people. Which, like, that's human, right? I won't excuse it. But, like, it's criminal levels of, dude, just talk it out. And they don't. Nobody does. Nobody ever uses their words in that entire show. Except for, like, one character who shows up for a little bit to give the MC some questioning, tendencies. Like, am I bisexual? Does somebody actually love me? And then they get rid of him. What? The remakes were a little cooler, but my beef with the remakes are that one of the new characters included is a major pivotal part to the story and is literally just an insert for the author's wife. You can tell he's playing favorites with that storytelling too. Is your... Okay. Raver, shame on your husband. I have beef. I'll go get my Gundam shirt and I'll put it on and he and I can throw hands behind the Walmart parking lot. it isn't even just like not an amazing show, it's not a good show. Think about the other shows that were coming out around the time that Ava was popular, and acknowledge that, like, Ava didn't have hands to throw. Ava is another symptom of, hype trains, right? Like, oh, it's the coolest, it's really psychedelic, and it's philosophical on the concepts of, like, giant robots and aliens and angels and God and what it really means to embrace religion and Christianity. Or, counterpoint, dude thought giant robots were cool and tacked a little religion on there and didn't go any deeper than that. I'm not a critic, right? Like, I'm a dude who has opinions about stuff. I'm just here to play with my toy robots. I wanted to love Evangelion so much. That show's farts. Yeah, if somebody holds my hand through the narration and goes, hey, this is what's happening everywhere, and this is why we've broken it down when combining multiple sets of, mediums to include, like, behind the scenes, in magazines and the shows and the movies and this and that, and you all tie it together. I don't have time for that, man. I want to watch the show. I want to watch the show and be compelled to keep watching the show by the show itself. Hey, Nightbot, there you are, you lazy bastard. It's firing 2 hours in when my stream usually ends. That's so rude. Okay, so I have a timing issue somewhere on it. Got it. Yeah, the animations were super cool, both in the remakes and the original. I have some really cool videos from World of Miniatures when I went to Japan. They built an entire Evangelion scene, and it's where they made some of the original props for the show, for, like, stage designs, for the remakes. No, Raver, don't talk to me. How dare you? I am so tired of light novel titling for shows. Like, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, that time I got reincarnated as a spider. That time I got reincarnated as a vending machine, and I wandered the dungeon endlessly, providing some better support. Like, stop it. No. I'm not into that time I was reincarnated series in general. It just doesn't do it for me. At some point, what I can do is, I'll punch in a list of my favorite shows next week before my stream, and say, hey, these are the things I like and why, and we can discuss those. But yes, right. So I read a bit of that. Maybe I watched it. I read a bit of Reincarnated as a Slime. It's like, the time I was reincarnated as a slime, and then I just kept on being a person, but I gender bent myself. I'm like, again, power to you. That's fantastic. But you're not a slime anymore, are you? So why is this the story? It feels kind of like a cop-out. And it feels like that every time, too. The time I was reincarnated as the weakest individual in existence. Actually, I killed God. Prism, don't go out of your way for it, for sure. Or like, oh, the most cautious warrior has 1 billion trillion defense and he can't ever be hurt, so there's really no risk in this story. Like, okay, I guess. It is what it is, though. There are shows out there for everybody. There will be things that people like and things that people don't like, and there will be things that I like that others don't like, or things that I don't like and people love. iShield 21. Well, okay. Edge case anime. One of the last things I'll really, really ramble about, because I started late. I can kind of hang out for a little while longer, actually. iShield 21 is one of those things I kind of love. Yeah, Ava, you get it. That manga / anime is actually so good. It's fully not for everybody, but it's so fun. You get a main character who's just kind of a chump, and some... I don't even know if I'd call them homies. Some guys who are like, hey, we're gonna take advantage of you now. And they just kind of keep doing that, like, forever, and the main character eventually grows into his own, but they're still playing him for a fool to the end of the show. I love that. It's so good, it's so fun. And in that same era of animation and manga, one that never really got done justice, Air Gear. I read that whole thing, and it gets real strange. But I wish they'd finished animating it. Because Air Gear is super cool. Yeah, Ava. Oh, we're gonna get along great forever. I know it. The last arc is batshit insane. Absolutely crazy. And you can smell it coming just a little bit, but it's really some blunt force to the forehead when it's like, hey, by the way, check this shit out. And you're like, haha, what? That's not what do you mean? You can't just do that. Oh my god, he's doing it. Why isn't this animated? I want this animated. And it'll never happen. Some of the coolest action scenes I've ever seen in a manga. It's foreshadowed and like alluded to in a way where like you're like, oh, that's like what a fun concept, right? You know, kings and ways and roads and paths. And then you find out like it wasn't a bit. We're not just saying stuff. We've been telling you what was happening for years. It's pretty cool. I never finished looking at this Demon Slayer collection, so let's check this out. Okay. Demon Slayer. Tell me about Pighead Guy. What's his deal? Guy kind of looks like a pervert. I feel like his name... I remember this vaguely. He starts with a K or something. Like Kintetsuke or something. Inosuke. Okay, that's what it was. Rengoku's handguard tattooed on your chest. Okay. He's just dumb. Ava, but I kind of want to love this character if I watch this. Duly noted, Seth. I'll check him later once you're done. Is he really just dumb? That's tragic. No, it's okay. He's just dumb. I've already locked into this. I'm a huge fan of himbos. Like Rock Lee. Rock Lee's my boy. He's got real redneck energy. Got it. Okay. I love that. And then I know vaguely, like, yellow hair, flash lightning, whatever. Boy is speedy. And I can appreciate that because I'm a huge fan of lightning ability users. And, okay, wait. Armstrong's pretty cool. I don't like Full Metal Alchemist in general. I think the show is really cool for a lot of reasons. I don't, it doesn't do it for me. It's one of those things I truly have nothing personal against and I have nothing to criticize it about. It just doesn't hit. Armstrong's a fucking Chad. But he goes, show me your pecs, son. Zenitsu Agatsuma. Okay. He seems like a dumb character. His design I don't love, but I do love Fast Boys, so. The best himbo? That's actually not possible. So, if you've watched Gurren Lagann, you'll know that the best himbo is Kamina. I'm taking no feedback, and if you disagree, you're dead to me. The premise of the show, Seth, just really doesn't ever get me. Yeah. Spud, we're not friends anymore. How dare you? The premise of the show? Like the homunculi and what have you? I understand, chasing after the Philosopher's Stone, whatever, but like I never really feel like there's an actual antagonist situation. Yes, there is. I know there is, but it doesn't ever feel like a threat, so. But, yeah. Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann's Kamina is King Himbo. That should be good enough to sand down. Okay, so that is one of the characters that I did like from the show, right? That's the guy from... I can pull up a picture of him. I know exactly what he looks like, but I don't know how to describe him without sounding a little problematic. Man never has his eyes open. Kick-ass ponytail, right? Black hair. If that's what I'm thinking of. That character's really cool. He's a lot of fun. Oh, my other favorite character, though, is that dog from really early on in the show. I like dogs. Like, they don't ever do anything bad to the animals in good anime, right? Somebody got something in my eye. That's weird. Is it raining? It's raining in here. I'm good. Fox eyes, yeah, there you go. Yeah, Greedling is pretty kick-ass. Kitsune, Look at that. You see that? Comes full circle. I think I've got everything already ready to slap together. It looks like we're about done with the waist today. I'm kind of killing it, even though I was bumming around for much of the stream earlier. Is that Scotch Brite, by the way? Kuro, what are you talking about? One, what is Scotch Brite? And two, is what Scotch Brite? Oh, no. This is, the brand is 3M. You know them from a lot of things. I have 3 different sets of sanding tools in front of me right now. So, my 800 grit fine sanding sticks are steady. I get them in packs of 400, 600, and 800 grits. But I generally get them for the 800s. These just don't make, like... These aren't made anymore. The sanding sponges are 5M, 5,000 grit automobile sponges. I use them to return the finish back to, something decent, and it helps really miniaturize the scratches and scars from sanding, so that when I paint, my primer, my auto-leveling, filling primer, can clean it back up enough. If you use, just the 800s, even though this is fine as heck, it can still leave enough of a scar that when you go to paint it, if you don't have a leveling primer, and sometimes even if you do, you can still see your sanding marks. So, because I intend to paint this one, I'm going through all of the motions now so I don't have to do them later. Now, even if I wasn't going to paint it, by doing this, it makes the plastic look relatively normal again, unless you really get in there and get a good closer look. So that as an out-of-the-box kit, it looks nice. Huge fan of this stuff. I have boxes of it. That can work. There are 2 downsides to that. One, I don't use sandpaper generally, because I'm not a fan of how little control over it I have. I need things with a little girth so I can control the flex or where I'm applying the pressure. Sandpaper works for like getting into crevices I normally can't get into, but I'm just not a fan of it. And 2, if I do that right here and I start sanding a piece on my desk, you guys are gonna watch that camera shake. So, not only is it a preference, but it's a feasibility thing too. Yeah. I thought through some of this when I was getting this whole stream idea set up. Not everything. There are still things I miss. But I wanted this to be a relatively, hey, cool, let's watch the stream, easy to get into experience. I don't like doing things halfway, That's why I'm obsessive about sanding my models. someone said, hey, why don't you spend less on your camera setup and everything? And I said, no, I'm beautiful and the world deserves to see it. But I went real cheap on the face camera. You know, just one of those nice Logitechs. And I spent like $850 on my overhead because I wanted to be able to capture details as I zoom in and show stuff off. Because this hobby is all about the fine things. Right? It is. It just feels a little bad. And I say it feels bad spending money on a camera when my model room is unacceptable. Raver, do you have any files you recommend? Because generally, I like, you know, different disposable sanding tools. I have some of the Razer glass files here, but I don't use them often because it's so easy to apply just a little... Thank you, Ava. I knew you understood. It's just too easy to apply a little bit of pressure and lose a lot more material than you're intending to. And a lot of the metal files and rasps are just so aggressive that I feel like I have to invest a bunch more work getting it back up to an acceptable level of, like, clean. Yeah, what I'll do is, I'll create a tools link where you can punch it in. Yeah. And you can see all the stuff that I'm using. But, I used to use the 800 grit extra fines that Hobbytown sold, and now that those are gone and I've gone through my collection of like 200 over the last decade or so, these are a fantastic replacement. I'm a huge fan. I fully endorse this. I just wish they were cheaper, or that I could buy specifically the 800s and nothing else. Cool. Yeah, that sounds good. Take your time. Don't do it if it's inconvenient for you, but yeah, I'd like to see what people are working with. I think the game plan right now is, yeah, I just saw that message, Seth. You're an absolute Chad, and I appreciate it. Once I finish slapping this waist together, I'll start winding down. And, we'll prep for, yeah, an impromptu stream tomorrow, I think, like I said, around 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Central. I'll send a message in Discord letting everybody know when I'm going live, in case you want to tune in and check out the Gundam card game unboxing. Well, go collect eggs. Is that a euphemism for something, or do you have chickens? Karina Ferrick. Do I know who Karina Ferrick is? I know what friend-shaped means, if you're talking specifically about Kirby. Okay, cool. Chickens are pretty neat. They taste good. The name Karina sounds familiar. Poyo, my dude. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, so we've got the base for the hips here. This part is going to go like so. Oh, I love that that's two separate parts. That's nice. And then I'll slot in right here. Let's go ahead and go like this while we finish this piece up. That is a nice sized farm. I like that. Oh, Karina. Yes, from Drawfee. I'm so sorry. My memory is not perfect when it comes to names. Yes, I do like Karina. But yeah, the context of friend-shaped, you know, I've only seen her, her on Drawfee. If it's mentioned somewhere else, the only thing I associate with friend-shaped truly is Kirby, because Kirby is our boy, Poyo Poyo. Oh, I have to clean up my hands just a little bit. I don't want to get dust on the back of this sticker while I apply it. This sticker's a little awkward in its shaping. I really wish every model kit that had this little yellow bit coming out of the center on the waist, which is generally just for Gundams, I wish they would just do 2 separate parts so I could punch one into the other. Because these stickers are the worst. Ah, this is going to be terrible. This is why I paint. Get that together there. Let's go ahead and pop, 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 pop. There we go. Not too shabby, huh? These little firm pointed bamboo Q-tips are great for stuff like this. Don't stick them in your ear. Technically, you're not supposed to stick Q-tips in your ears anyways, but really don't stick these ones in your ears. Can't recommend it against that strongly enough. You'll hit your brain before you hit any satisfaction. And unless that's what you really want, yeah, don't do it. I do. I'm a menace. Ho 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 ho. Oh, these tiny little rubbery parts never want to go in cleanly. There we go. Okay. Got some small little vents on the sides there. These are going to lock this in place. Nice and flush. Most of the front of the waist. This is going to go back here. Now, hold on. What is that part? Oh, what are you? I-38. I could have sworn I cut everything out already. I-138. I didn't cut it out. No, no, no. Thank you, though. Good memory. What are you? Have you guys seen the clip of the bowler who's so excited about, maybe it was a perfect game, maybe it was a winning moment, something. He stands up and he turns around, he fist pumps and he goes, "Who do you think you are? I am!" You're like, buddy, what? Where you at, Chief? How excited are you right now? I think about that moment frequently. If you haven't seen it, Seth, I'll send you the clip after this. And in regards to just laying stuff out and sanding it, Ava, I would like to do that. Because, oh my god, my hands are cramped. But it's only because I'm out of practice. I've been kind of stalling on building anything lately while I've been getting the stream set up. This is gonna go like this, it looks like. Yeah. Is that flush? It's not flush. Which means one of two things. Either one, I'm wrong, or two, I'm not pushing hard enough. Oh, you know what? No, it's neither. There's actually a little portion that does stick out, preventing it from going any more flush than that. Okay. That's totally fair. So it does sound like you work in construction then, right? I don't think that was ever confirmed. I don't remember how Peachy's thing ended up going. Or at least some aspect of factory or manufacturing work. Boom. Okay. So this is going to slot into the front here. If I put it on the right side around, at least. Okay. Yeah, that fully tracks. That makes sense. So something else is going to go under the front of this later. We are not done by any means. We're going to slot this in there, and this is that part that I was talking about that snaps together. There we go. Let's take a quick look here. Imagine having a job. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be Mine. Cool. So we're going to put more on this later, but because nothing else is going to go anywhere that I need to worry about it. Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Well, perfect timing. This is a stopping point for me, so. Ava, thanks for hanging out. I will see you tomorrow, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for teaching me stuff about shows I don't know, too. Waist is looking good. We're going to add some hip parts to it tomorrow, and a giant set of extra arms where arms should never be on a regular body. I will, like I said, I'll drop a message in the server, and I'll ping everybody. I'll get the role set up so that you can only get pings for stream announcements if you want them. And we'll open some packs tomorrow and see if we get anything super cool. Thank you guys for hanging out. We will continue the bashing discussion on anime next time, but the next regular stream will be next Tuesday at about 6 p.m. Central. Thank you guys for coming. Have a beautiful evening. Take care of yourselves. Go watch Mob Psycho or Gurren Lagann. Gain culture.